Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Monday, June 16th. Draft is coming up in a little over a week now. Offseason is underway. Probably going to see a lot of trades happening in the next few weeks. Already saw one big one we'll talk about later in the show. A lot going on, and you have to assume the Celtics are going to get involved sooner rather than later. How you doing, Sam?
Whoa, assuming. Ass out of you and me. You can never do that. It should be it should be a fun show today, though. We will go through the dominoes that fell over the weekend. We have some sprinkled Celtics news that came out this morning. More off-season type stuff. We'll go through your emails. We'll go and talk about the finals. We'll do the rat list, and we'll get up out of here. It's going to be a really fun show today, as it always is. So subscribe to the channel because we are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up during the season, the morning after each game, and other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find us doing draft videos right now. We're doing a lot of them, previewing prospects. Celtics have 2 picks later this month. We're on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are up there, so if you just want those, follow. They will go right to your feed, and leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. But yes, fun show on the way.
Yes, sir. Let's start with Al Horford. So Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype put out a little information dump today and mentioned that Al Horford probably not going to be retiring, which I think a lot of us guessed to a certain degree. It didn't feel like he was planning on retiring after the season. Obviously, there were going to be some questions when Jason Tatum went down, but by and large, it didn't feel like he was going to leave. This is what Scotto wrote. Horford, who recently turned 39, has remained an impactful player. He's remained a switchable defender on the perimeter and has averaged 8.8 points on 38.8% shooting from beyond the arc, with 6.3 rebounds and 27.2 minutes coming off the bench for the last 2 seasons. Predominantly high-level playoff contenders are monitoring Horford to see if he'll leave Boston or if he would leave Boston, with the Celtics expected to take a step back without Tatum next season and in a financial crunch regarding their salary books. The general sense around the league and those close to Horford is that he'll continue to play next season. I've maintained my stance of I don't think Horford leaves Boston. I think he'll probably be back. If he really wants to get paid, that's the only reason I think he would leave. I don't know what his priorities are at this point in his career. In my mind, though, after already having won a championship with the Celtics and how much he loves the organization, I don't think he'd leave. I could be very wrong. Maybe he does just want to go try to ring chase. But based on everything that he's said and the way he's spoken about things, I struggle to get to that point. But I've been wrong before. So
I think you've said a lot of things that make a lot of sense. In particular, he seems to really like being in Boston. His family seems to like being in Boston. He's left Boston before and really regretted it when he did leave. So I think he's learned the lesson that the grass is not greener everywhere. But what I will say is it might not even be a ring chasing thing. It might be more of he will feel like he only has so many years playing left and he doesn't want to spend what could be the last one or one of the last few playing on a team that doesn't really have any real direction. Even if it's joining a team that thinks they can compete. Let's say, I don't think it would happen, but floating Orlando, because we'll talk about that later in the show. A team that feels like they're going to be able to make a push, and maybe it feels like he can, help some of the younger players while still adding and contributing to a competitive team, would feel a little bit different than being on a Celtics team that, as of June 16th, we don't really know we don't know who's going to be on the roster. We don't know what direction they're going to go. You could make a case that they may try and be bad. You can make a case that they may try and compete, and you can feel however way you feel about either side of that. The fact is, we don't know, and he probably knows more than we do, but we all don't know. So, if he wants to go somewhere with a clear direction, that would make a little bit of sense to me. But I think we're going to need some more rumblings of a particular team being there, being interested from an actual report rather than speculation before I'm whoa, he's gone.
yeah, I don't know. Obviously the Tatum injury changes a lot, right? Because he loves Boston, but a big part of that is he expects to be in contention every year. And how much can you actually hope to be in contention when Jason Tatum is sidelined? Probably not a lot. Anything's possible. Obviously, the Pacers just made the finals, and that's not a shot at the Pacers, but just more of a commentary on the East is wide open, right? Like the East is a very different conference than the West. And so theoretically, if Jaylen Brown takes a monster step, Pritchard, like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying your chances go way down of competing for a title with Tatum sidelined. And so if you are expecting to be in that realm, in that world for another year, and that's immediately just sort of like taken out of you, that can change a lot. But I just, like, where would Horford go? Like, that's the thing that gets me. Like, who has the money to entice Horford and the chance to compete for a championship that would draw Horford away from Boston? And on top of that, sort of like tying into what you said, where else has that sort of culture that he would enjoy being a part of that would draw him away from Boston, where his kids go to school, where Ian now knows everybody in the organization, where he's allowed to have his kids on the sideline, where like all of these factors have to play into it, right? It is not just a go put on the jersey and play minutes and maybe win a title. There's so much that goes into it when you get to this point in a career like Horford is in right now, where it is family, where it is, organization, where it is culture, where it is all these things that he has grown to love about Boston. Even just looking around the league right now, what like are there teams that could potentially pay him and want a center? Like, I mean, theoretically, the Lakers need a center. Exactly. But
Lakers are getting everybody.
Would he want to move his family across the country to maybe win a title in a tough Western Conference? Like, the Lakers realistically probably don't have the best chance. Would he want to join the Thunder again? Like, would they pay him? They already have 15 guys on the roster and 3 draft picks. They already have to cut down on the roster. Do they want to bring in somebody else? Like, there's all these like factors that go into it. And at the end of the day, at least for me, it's hard to imagine like a situation that would be the perfect blend of, family fit, culture fit, money fit, title contending fit to draw him away from the place that he has become so close to.
I think the family stuff has a lot like of weight here, and beyond Horford, right? Like, we have known Deuce since he was like an infant, basically. Like, he's been front facing, he's been a star, he's always on the social media posts. Deuce's presence, Ian's presence, Torrey Craig's son was allowed to sit on the bench. Like, the Celtics are so inclusive of the children, this sounds like really just bizarre basketball talk, but I think it matters to the players because they obviously are people, and being able to kind of include their kids and bring their kids to work and show them like how cool it is, what they get to do, it probably goes a long way. Like, I'm not watching a ton of games around the league all the time, but I can't pull examples except for the Lakers with Bronny where they let the kids sit on the bench. Like, seriously. Like, it was an organic joke that I was trying to make a real point with, but there aren't many where you're like, oh yeah, there's so-and-so's son. He's always around. We know him. Like, I think that really does mean a lot.
I'm trying to think. Like, there has to be others, right? There have to be some guys around the league who have their kids around, and it's an environment like that. But off the top of my head, I can't think of any that just popped to mind. I mean, you see clips of like everyone.
Maybe the last game of the season or something.
Yeah, but like
family day.
No, but like you see clips of like, I know Drew's had his kids around before he got to Boston. I know John Morant's daughter is like hung out. Like you'll see clips pop up, but it's not like in. I mean, Ian Horford's at almost every game. Like he is on the bench,
and he's on the bench.
Exactly.
He's like getting the towels to the scorer's table and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I'm sure a team who wants to sign Horford would be like, yeah, sure, bro, like of course, but like. He doesn't know any of those people, right? Like, Ian Horford is now friends with everybody in this locker room because he's been here for a large part of his life, like almost his entire life at this point. I don't know how old Ian Horford is exactly, but Horford's
played like 10.
Yeah, he's played in Boston for what, 3 years, 4 years straight now, and then a 2-year gap, and then I mean he probably was in Boston as a baby, so it's your whole life here. So uprooting that, especially with the whole like kids are in school thing, probably in the area, it's hard, right? Like, you don't want to uproot your family too many times at that point, and especially if you have already won a championship and have already made like your biggest paydays of your career up to this point. So it's definitely a tough balance, but like I said before, I don't know how much I believe or see a future of Horford leaving Boston unless it is like the absolute perfect situation, and I don't know, like, it's hard to imagine me seeing the Celtics take the stance either, but if they're like, we really need to sign Kornet, like, Al, we can only sign you to a minimum. And if he's like, what the hell? I don't think that's likely, but I could see a world where they want to prioritize re-signing Kornet. Say, Al, like, we can sign you to a minimum, maybe a little bit more. And he's like, well, like, what do you mean? I don't think that's gonna happen, but like, that's another thing I guess you have to consider almost.
Yeah, the disrespect ego thing that comes along with being an NBA player is real. Like, you're that guy over me, like the Tobias Harris over me. Like, it's funny, it's a meme, but I mean, there's definitely truth to that. These guys get their feelings hurt a lot. And I don't know if I would put Horford in that category.
But I don't even think it would be like over me. Like, I don't think it would be like a Kornet shot thing. I think it would just be of like, there's objectively not going to be a lot of money on the table this summer, like for the Celtics to shell out. So if they want to prioritize the big man spot and they can only offer Horford a minimum and he doesn't want a minimum, then that's going to lead to other things. Again, I don't think that's likely, but just another factor I think to factor in.
Speaking of Kornet, suppose we can kind of tie this in. Scotto also gave a little bit of an update on this. He says, after thoroughly outplaying his current contract, very true, Kornet is expected to earn a substantial pay raise and have a robust market this summer among various teams who have the non-taxpayer MLE to spend, which is roughly $14 million next season. So, I don't really know. I guess the Celtics have his bird rights, so they can go nuts if they want to. But paying Kornet would make your main objective of cutting $20 million total in salary $34 million total in salary that you would have to find a way to cut this summer. So maybe it is just the kind of thing where Horford is the one that survives and they let Kornet walk. Because I don't doubt that Kornet is going to have a big market. And I think having somebody who can be so effective in a small role while also being one of the best at the little things goes a long way.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've spoken plenty about
You're faint.
I appreciate for Kornet and how much I enjoy watching him play. And what'd you say?
I said you were faint.
Oh, am I still faint or is it fine now?
It adjusted itself.
I think with this mic, it's even more like if you mute your mic, I think I'll be a little bit louder. I don't know if that'll help or if it's going to change anything, but I do know this is the mic that has the problems at the bottom with the background noise because my other mic is broken. But like I was saying, like with the Kornet stuff, I have spoken at length, at nauseum, about how much I appreciate Kornet, how much I think he should be back in Boston, and how
we did the video.
Advertise it. I've done videos, I've done everything. I've said here that I think if the difference is trade Porzingis so you can re-sign Kornet, I think you do it. And I stand by that. Right? Like I think he is that good. I think he is that impactful. I think he is that important to how the Celtics can play the highest level of basketball possible. Obviously, losing Tatum affects that because his chemistry with Tatum was one of the best things in the NBA this year. Like it was one of the most efficient actions in the league. But still, like his offensive rebounding, his interior defense, his pick and roll actions, like he improved his chemistry with Jaylen Brown a little bit down the stretch of the season. You saw it a little bit in that Game 5 of the Knicks series, even where those two were working. Like it is just too important, and it's not like he's 23, right? Like it's not like he's this super young guy that you can see growing into something. You know what Kornet is, but what Kornet is awesome. Like he's a phenomenal basketball player. I don't know what that means. You pay him. I don't know what that means. You have to dance around financially to achieve. I don't know if that means you have to make extra trades to afford it. I don't know what it means. Losing Kornet would be brutal. And if you're another team around the league, you want to throw a lot at Luke Kornet. Like it's the whole MLE. It is the 13, it is the 12, whatever the MLE is, right? Like if you're Lakers and you have that available, you throw it at them. If you're the Warriors and you have it available, you throw it at them. If you're any team that could use a center or a backup center, you throw your money at Luke Kornet because just like Scotto pointed out, like on top of the analytics, which he mentioned, it is all of the efficiency and all of the low maintenance that is a positive when you're looking for role players in the NBA. Like there with Luke Kornet, there is no, locker room issues or ego or anything. Like it's the exact opposite on top of the fact that he is one of the most efficient basketball players in the league. So, I think it's super, super, super important for the Celtics to try to desperately find a way to re-sign Luke Kornet. I don't know what the realistic, financial situation, like I don't know what the logistics of the situation are going to look like. I don't know if they're going to have to shed extra salary in the second apron. I don't know if they're just going to say, fuck it, we want him back. it's hard to gauge, especially because not much has happened yet with the Celtics. Re-signing Luke Kornet should be like, if they have a to-do list this summer, it should be get under the second apron, 1, re-sign Luke Kornet, 2. Like that should be top of their big board.
Yeah, and I mean, we do know there is one individual that is a massive fan of Luke Kornet who may have some pull within the organization. So I don't know if it's really his decision at the end of the day, or there's another guy that has to make the calls, but he does have an important fan in his camp, which is a very good thing for Team Kornet. And you mentioned the efficiency. That is perhaps the biggest win. You can feed him underneath the basket. He's going to catch the ball, and he's probably going to finish, whether it's on a layup or a dunk. He's very quick to get the ball out of his hands, and he's become a majorly impactful player with very low usage. And even when he's asked to do more, thinking back to games over the last 2 seasons where he's been asked to start, whether it's Porzingis or Horford or both being out of the lineup, he usually steps up pretty well and puts up good numbers, good amount of points, usually hits double digits, will usually have a double-double. Like, you can depend on him a little bit more heavily if needed. You just might be limited in terms of how well you can stretch the floor, how much you can take advantage of spacing, but I still think he does a great job of spacing without being a shooting threat, at least used as a shooting threat.
I don't know if there's ever going to be a world where Luke Kornet brings the shooting threat back. Like, I think at this point, it's almost just, I don't want to say dead, because it's always like you could work on it, but I wonder if it's better for him not to.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. I was saying, like, without doing that. Like, they don't use him as that,
but
and
like,
he's still great.
I know, but it made me think, like, I wonder if one of these teams gets a hold of him and, like, what if you can also do this? I say
they
that
ruin him?
I know. I say that because I saw Luke Kornet shooting a 3 highlight on my TikTok the other day.
You want to hear some highlights I saw on Twitter today?
Sure.
Anthony Bennett, Summer League. It was a troll post. It was a troll post, but they were like, Cavs really had something up their sleeve with Anthony Bennett. It was like him like doing pull-up jumpers and two-handed dunks. Kind of sweet-looking jump shot. Little KD in there. Maybe teams didn't give him the right opportunity.
No, don't fall into it. Next, before we continue, I need to tell you guys about PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action this baseball season, this basketball season, any season you are looking to get the action in. Make sure to check out PrizePicks for your best chance to win. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player props for your chance to win up to 2,000x your money. I mean, I've been getting into the Red Sox a lot lately, although they make me very sad, and we'll talk about that later. Don't worry. You can pick more on Roman Anthony or Marcelo Meyer or Christian Campbell, since we're clearly buying into the youth movement, I guess. Check that out on PrizePicks. Sam and I do the PrizePicks every Celtics pregame show too, so whenever you check out that during the season, you can make sure to catch us there, picking the more or less on points, rebounds, assists, or the more on turnovers if we're looking at the opposing team. The basketball playoffs are also wrapping up right now, so don't miss your chance to cash in on history with PrizePicks. Again, pick more or less on player stats like points, rebounds, assists for more for your shot to win up to 2,000 extra cash today. You can also combine player props from different sports. If you want to pick baseball with Roman Anthony and check out the finals with Halliburton, you can put them in the same lineup for your chance to win more or less, just like I said. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Last Celtics thing before we continue is Tyler Lashbrook is moving back to Boston. So obviously we mentioned it last podcast. Phil Pressey is taking over as the new head coach of the Maine Celtics, but Tyler Lashbrook is not going anywhere. He is coming back to Boston per Michael Scotto. So he will be back on the big club's coaching staff heading into next season.
Big congratulations to him after a successful year up in Maine. And we mentioned it in the last show, but the other half of that is Phil Pressey going up and taking on the head coaching position, which, you know, good for him. It'll be an opportunity to showcase. I do wonder if they didn't do it Lashbrook last year, so it might not be the case, but I do wonder if they have him summer league coach just to get like a feeler for running the team. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it's fun. Yeah. Fun that Lashbrook will be back. I'm sure you'll like that since you did the story on him and everything.
Yeah, good for everybody involved. Happy for Tyler, happy for Phil. We can move to your guys' emails. A reminder, as always, you guys can email us at hptcpod@gmail.com. That's hptcpod@gmail.com. I believe we have a few emails today, so we can check them out and see what y'all had to say. First up, we have one from, I believe it's Michael Hilly. Trey Murphy, available, not for Celtics, though, LOL. Hey, guys, I saw the report on what the Pelicans want for Trey Murphy III. Young player, veteran, playoff rotation player, and multiple firsts per doing it Dodson. Don't know how reliable the source is. I wanted to ask if you think this is possible, and he sent us a trade. Mavs get a dynamic wing for their rotation, and Murphy, who was on a good deal but keeps dealing with injuries, would open up guys like PJ Washington to be more expendable in a trade, and still room to get the other PG, maybe Brogdon. Pelicans get two prospects and Max Christie, solid 3-and-D wing, and Omax starting to run out of time to develop, perhaps on the roster that could play him would be good. Gafford's the playoff caliber center, and two firsts for two non-consistent Western teams. Perhaps Pelicans don't get enough value here, but considering the Trey's injury history, I don't think his value is that crazy. Let me know what you think. So Mavericks would get Trey Murphy, Pelicans would get Daniel Gafford, Max Christie, Omax Prosper, and then two first-round picks. I don't hate it. I don't know how tradable those first-round picks are. I think there would have to be some swaps because I think the Mavs have already traded some of their picks in 2030 and 2028. So I don't think they can trade 2 years of picks in a row, but I would have to check. I don't hate this for the Pelicans if this is the price. It's fine because Trey Murphy's injury history is also a thing, but I don't know.
This email was a lot more fun when it came in and I saw Trey Murphy, and then you said not the Celtics. Because did I say it to you on a show or did I say it just in passing? I was like, I wonder if you can like find a way to get Trey Murphy on the Celtics. Really like the contract. I think he can give you some. I saw, obviously the reason I said this is I saw a highlight tape on Twitter and I'm so easily swayed. They should also find a way to get Anthony Bennett. But no, look, this is probably good for Dallas. It feels like they want to get off the Gafford, or at least Gafford is a very tradable piece this summer. The other two are just filler, and Trey Murphy would give them a versatile wing who can defend and has probably a lot of offensive promise. Maybe not like number one option promise.
A lot of offensive
at least
promise.
Secondary, maybe tertiary offensive promise.
I mean, you talk about when Kyrie's healthy, Kyrie Irving, second guard, Trey Murphy, Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, or Kyrie Irving, Trey Murphy, Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively. That's a really fucking good basketball team in the Western Conference. Like that would be a finals contender in my opinion. Like that's a lot of talent in one place. That's a lot of defense in one place. That's a lot of scoring in one place. If you build out the bench, I think that's a damn good team. For as much as the Mavs screwed their fan base and alienated their fans, they still have a really good basketball team, especially because they won the lottery. But I don't hate it. I would love Trey Murphy in Boston. I don't know how realistic it would be. I think he's on a phenomenal contract. I don't know what the Pelicans want to do. Like, if they offered you Trey Murphy and picks for Jaylen Brown, how many picks would be my question? I'll put it that way.
Probably, you got to get at least one of the Milwaukee picks, and then other picks. That has to be part of the deal because
yeah,
I think Jaylen he's Jaylen. I think he's a big part of the Celtics. He's a big part of the community. I think you're losing a lot there if you get rid of him, and I also think it's not the best look, especially how involved he's been and he just had surgery, whatever. But I do think if you're no emotions, basketball, and financial objectives, tunnel vision, not the worst step forward in shedding the salary, maybe getting off a contract you don't feel fantastic about. Not to say it's a terrible contract, but just any 65, whatever, Supermax contract is going to be scrutinized unless the guy is perfect, right? You can get off that, save roughly $30 to $35 million, and you kind of feel good about yourself. Then maybe you are able to be more flexible with some of the moves you want to make down the line with the supporting cast, guys like Drew or Porzingis. You can be a little bit more picky and have more leverage in those potential deals. But who knows?
So if they offered you Trey Murphy, Kelly Olynyk, the Milwaukee 26 pick, and their future like 2028, what would you say? Exactly.
I wouldn't be heated at the notification on my phone.
I mean, this Celtics would only shed 10 mil in that trade, so that's another problem. I mean, you could always find another landing spot for Kelly or Jose to save a little bit more.
Oh, I didn't hear Alvarado. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it would just to make the money work for the Pelicans, you'd have to have him in the trade.
Okay. I'm sure a contending team would take Jose.
Well, no, he's out for all of next season. He got suspended.
He got suspended for what?
Yeah, drugs or something. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Michael.
Breaking news. Didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure he's out for all of next season. Jose Alvarado.
I hope he's not. we'll have to like bleep it.
Yeah, May 18th, 2020. Oh wait. Oh my God. I got.
It's the baseball player. It's the Phillies pitcher.
Yes. All I saw though was the underdog fantasy notification. So there was no like sport. There was no context, and I've only seen them basketball. Oh my God, that's so funny. Holy shit! For the past month, I've thought Jose Alvarado was out for all of next season, but he's not. So even better, you can get him in the trade. It would work.
We'd like to apologize to Pelicans Jose Alvarado, who's never touched a drug in his life.
That got the fuck out of me. Okay. Anyways, next email we have is I believe Michael again. Another Trey Murphy trade. Denver gets Trey Murphy and MPJ and Peyton Watson and 2 picks. Okay, hold up. Let me see. So Trey Murphy, Kelly Olynyk to the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., Peyton Watson, and 2 firsts to the Pelicans. I don't hate this for either team. If I'm the Pelicans, I might want another first because I'm taking on the Michael Porter Jr. contract. I think the problem with the Trey Murphy trade, in any trade, including a trade for Jaylen Brown, and this is not to say I think Jaylen Brown's in a bad contract. Trey Murphy's on one of the best contracts in the NBA. He's going to make like role player money, and he has the potential to be a star. Jaylen Brown is making megastar money, and he's a megastar, but megastar money is still megastar money. So, like, you're always going to run into that dichotomy of like, is it worth it to trade this amazing contract?
I think the Pelicans can kind of talk themselves into this. Michael Porter is not the prize. Peyton Watson is a project player that you might feel good about going forward. He's not perfect, needs to develop as a shooter a little bit more, but is a pretty versatile defender and does a good job at being a pest off the bench. He's improved as a shooter this year compared to last. The volume isn't very high, only 2 a game. But he was asked to play a bigger role for Denver and did kind of good. Like, he wasn't terrible.
I'd want either another first or Deron Holmes in this trade if I'm the Pelicans.
Just I forgot about Deron Holmes.
One more shot at a young player, and then maybe we can chat. Because I mean, Kelly Olynyk's a fine player too. Like the Nuggets would be getting a decent backup.
Yeah, next to Jokic, he'd probably be a nice stretch the floor guy. And they get off the Michael Porter Jr. contract, which is a big W.
Exactly.
So,
okay, thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Next. Sean Seiler says, Celtics future. What's up, Jack and Sam? I don't know much about logistics and contract stuff, but I think the Celtics future would go well to get rid of Pritchard, Drew, KP, and Hauser, as well as Tillman and Craig, since they weren't used much. Okay, I've been intrigued with the thoughts of the Celtics drafting Tyrese Proctor and Chaz Lanier. I've also think some trade targets Celtics should look at should be Bam, a reunion with Svi, and Lauri Markkanen. I think these moves will make the Celtics tough this upcoming season without JT. And hopefully players such as Walsh and Baylor and other young guys getting more minutes when Tandem comes back. What do you think? I think Bam's a good player. I don't think the Heat are going to trade him. So I don't think that's possible. I think Lauri Markkanen is sneaky on one of the worst contracts in basketball.
Yeah, he every time you look at it, you're like, wait, he makes how much? He makes $40+ million a season?
It's rough. And he's fine, but he makes a scary amount of money for a long time. So next season, he's going to make 46.3, then 46.1, then 49.8, then 53.5. I'm not paying Lauri Markkanen.
People think the Jalen contract's bad. How does that not get more flack? Is it just because he's in a team that nobody cares about?
Yeah,
it has to be.
The Jazz fumbled that, in my opinion. They should have traded him 2 years ago. I don't like that a lot.
Of like what you said to get rid of, I think Pritchard is the only one you have to take out and be like, no, because if you want to talk contracts, he's on maybe the best contract. He's only at $8 million a year for the next several seasons. I think he just played the first of a 4-year extension, and he won 6 Men of the Year with that. He's improved every single season, at least in some degree. I think this year he took a massive leap, and I'm excited to see what he's going to develop into next year, if he's going to take advantage of an opportunity, if he's really going to thrive in that role. Because there is a chance next year he's asked to do a little bit more than he's able to, and he looks bad at times, and we're all like, whoa, maybe it's not as great as we all thought. But for what he was asked to do last season on a contending team, he kicked ass. So I think he's somebody you have to kind of keep off the table. Drew and KP are obvious maybe out guys. Hauser is a maybe out guy. His contract isn't very bad, but if you can get real stuff in return, you have to listen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I struggle with the trading good contracts thing. I don't want to do a what's the price for Pritchard video. If a team but there's always a price, right? Like if a team says we'll give you 3 first-round picks for Peyton Pritchard, 3 good first-round picks for Peyton Pritchard. Shit, like there's always a price for everything. Just like a team gives you 4 or 5 first for Derek White or 4 first for Jalen. Like first-round picks are worth a lot of money. They're worth a lot. I don't think they should trade KP and Hauser. I also saw something. I forget what it was. Oh yeah, I think it was Rob maybe in our comments, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but he said something like the Celtics already have 15 players on the roster. They already have something on the roster, so just waive like Tillman or something. They only have I think they only have 12 going into next season because Al and Luke are off the books and everything. So I think there's something going on.
Torrey Craig also off the books.
Yeah, so I think so. What they're at 15 at the end of the last season. So Torrey Craig minus Craig, Horford, and Kornet is 12. So they
Peterson and JD also. They were 2 ways last year, anyways, but they were up,
just
right?
JD. No, just JD. And that was accounted in the 15. So it's 15 minus those 3. So they'll have to add at least 2 players. I mean, plus they have their draft picks. So there's gonna have to be some moving around. But thank you for the email, Sean. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Next, RJ says draft comparison idea. Morning, folks. Watching the Janai Broom segment and your comments about how his skills will translate from the college to the pros got me wondering, what were the pre-draft reports saying about current Celtics back in their entry years? Some will have video, some like Al might not, but I think it would be fun to see how some of the historical predictions turned out. At the very least, it would be fill another installment. Be well, RJ. That's a fun idea. Do you want to look at one right now? Should we search for one just for right now? Like, do you want to see if Peyton Pritchard has a sleepers video?
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look quick.
Okay, let me look.
I did look at not exactly what people were saying, but I took a peek into like Al Horford's pre-draft stuff. Granted, the game was so different 20-ish years ago, where it was like you could have Janai Broom and be like, maybe he can be like a post guy or like something. Like, at least in the NBA, there was room for his game, right? Like in today's NBA, there's no room for it. Like unless you are Jokic, I don't want you posting up. Is basically what it is. So it would be a little different, but I did look at the physicals because I was like seeing, I think it might have actually been Broom that he was only like a 29-inch vertical or something like that. I was like, I wonder what Horford's vertical was. Like he's been around a while. It was like a little bit higher, but it was pretty close to the same. Like it wasn't overly impressive.
Okay, so Sleepers Media, their first videos were 4 years ago, and I don't think they were doing the same type of thing. So like what Sleepers Media, Jordan Walsh, surely. Like Sleepers Media, Jordan Walsh. Like I searched Sleepers Media, Peyton Pritchard, and nothing came up. So I don't think they have one for him. They might not have a Jordan Walsh one either. Okay.
He just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe it's just not popping up because they were so long ago. But I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know.
I can pull up a mock draft like with the stuff on Pritchard quickly if you want to talk about that.
I mean we can look stuff like that up. Nothing's popping up when I search for Sleepers Media videos with those guys. Maybe I have to search the actual channel. Sorry, now we're just in a like
we have we've gotten sucked in. Yeah.
Now we're thrown off track. I can't search this channel either. I don't know why it's not letting me search Sleepers Media. There's also
I pulled up the 2020 mock draft from the Ringer, and I forgot that KOC was super high on Killian Hayes. Was number one on the big board.
He's number one. Yeah.
All right, I'm getting
so
there.
What
I'm
is?
getting there.
Yeah, what is it?
Maxey, Neesmith. We could take a quick look at him. Shades of Dale Ellis, Danny Green, taller, Buddy Hield, possesses a flamethrower jump shot.
Sure.
He projects easily as a high-end role player, though he flashes raw ability off the dribble. Perimeter shooting and hustle were the big stats for him. Cole Anthony above Pritchard. Theo Maladon above Pritchard. Jaden McDaniels above Pritchard. My goodness, where are you, Peyton? Xavier Tillman Sr., projected to be drafted by the Celtics. Winning player who can easily pair with star shot creators because of his playmaking and versatility. Shades of Horace Grant and PJ Tucker. Has good feel for the game, playmaking, interior scoring, and off-ball defense.
I found sleepers on Baylor Shireman.
All right,
It is. It's not letting me pause the video, so I'm just having to listen to it while I also talk to you. So I don't know what's happening. So I'm not even going to do this. It's pissing me off. Please shut up. I don't want to listen to this.
Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah.
33rd on the big board. Perimeter shooting, playmaking, and feel for the game. Sizzling scorer and steady playmaker who plays a winning style by making big plays and grinding hard from the opening tip. Shades of Fred VanVleet and Shabazz Napier. Yeah. Minuses, forced a ton of shots in college, which was largely due to his do-everything role. He'll have to adjust to being a complimentary contributor in the NBA. Doesn't draw many fouls, which I think is still kind of true, and undersized. Right behind Pritchard is Yam Madar.
Dude, I love KOC's draft content. He puts way too much stock into the force stuff in college trend. Like Pritchard forcing stuff in college because he had to. Danny Wolf, he hates Danny Wolf because of all the turnovers. And I'm sitting here like, well, yeah, because he's a fucking point guard, dude. Like, of course he had turnovers. What do you expect him to do if that's what they ask from him? But anyways, thanks, RJ. Before we go to the NBA, I need to tell you guys about CLNS Media. So CLNS Media is the best place for your basketball content. Make sure to check it out. If you're listening to this show, you're listening on the How About Them Celtics YouTube channel. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. We have new videos every day at 5 a.m. And on top of that, we have the full-length pods that are an hour plus every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So jump on over there, subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you remember it as well. On top of that, jump on over to CLNS Media YouTube channel, subscribe there for all your latest Celtics content. They got Pat's content too. They got everything you could possibly want. So make sure to check it out. Again, subscribe. And then Celtics All Access on CLNS, that YouTube channel as well. Go look at it for all your best podcasts. You have you got Boston with Noah Dalzell. You have the Dome Theory podcast, Garden Report, First to the Floor, A-List, all the great shows over there. Again, leave a like, subscribe. We'd appreciate it very much. Jumping over to the NBA, we're going to insert a little chat about the NBA Finals here. All right, we are here post Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Thunder pick up a win. They've won 2 straight now to take a series lead. Back to Indiana, up 3-2 through the first 5 games. Game 4 was a comeback victory for the Thunder. This game, they were up for most of the game, staved off multiple Pacers runs, TJ McConnell third quarter, and got the win anyways behind a monster Jalen Williams game. He had 40 points. Shea also had 31, but it was a relatively inefficient performance. He got to the line a bunch of times, but J-Dub was the star. He was incredible, and the Thunder got a big win.
Massive win. Was fun for 15 minutes, maybe? TJ McConnell had his little moment. They got within 2 points, and then it got worse. Halliburton got kind of hurt, I think, and then didn't do much. He didn't make a field goal today. Made 4 free throws rather. But the fact that they were within 2 points in the fourth quarter in a game that he was a non-factor is remarkable. And it has to sting if you're a Pacers fan, because this is now back-to-back games that you really could talk yourself into. Man, we should have won that one. If you won both of them, you would be lifting the trophy today. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, I suppose. That's why they play the games.
Yes. Sorry, your audio is like 2 seconds ahead of your mouth, or maybe 1 second ahead. So I was thrown off, but as long as the audio is fine, it's all right. But yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, I think he got hurt. I know he got hurt, but like you have to imagine that affected him to some degree. But even before that, like he wasn't really doing much in this game. Like this is the downside to the way the Pacers play basketball. If Tyrese Halliburton is in this pass first mode because your shown shots aren't going down, then you really need the role players to step up. And from there, if you get a Ben Mathurin 2 of 11 game and no one else is really hitting their threes like consistently outside of Nesmith and Siakam, it gets hard. It gets really hard to string together the offense you need to make up for that lack of Tyrese Halliburton shot making. Obi Toppin, who's been killer for them, was 1 for 5. Benedict Mathurin was 1 for 4. This was a rough Mathurin game after a really big Mathurin game earlier in the finals. He didn't have it. And obviously, I mean, you had the TJ McConnell quarter. He was incredible in that. Brought them back into it, and then it didn't matter. The Thunders kept coming, man. Their defense is incredible. That's been the calling card all season. And Aaron Wiggins had a massive 3-point shooting game. He was 4-7, but he made a bunch of big ones, it felt like. And I mean, they got exactly what they needed from all of their guys. Caruso continues to be an incredible impact player, even though he doesn't shoot the ball well, doesn't score the ball well. He's just making all the plays in the world. So, I mean, the Thunder are the best team in the league for a reason. Credit the Pacers for giving them one hell of a series. And obviously it's not over, but like this is the reason the Thunder are where they are.
Absolutely. Man, they really burned like great games from TJ, Pascal, Nesmith, 4 of 5 from 3. It's just tough to lose a game. I mean, they turn the ball over too much, and that's credit to OKC. That's what they do. They turn teams over. That's been their identity all year. It's like just everything is, their offense is so easily created off of running on turnovers. It's like watching parts of this game, it looked like the Pacers were told that they had to lose. Like, that's how silly some of the turnovers looked. It was just throwing the ball to the guy in the white jersey over and over and over again. There's not even the excuse like, oh man, like sometimes we wear white jerseys, so I got confused. Like, they wear yellow every game. It's actually the least confusing possible thing.
Like you said, though, that's just what the Thunder do. Like, they are in the paint 1 second, and by the time you go to make the pass, they are not anymore, and they're in the lane. And that's a credit to them. Their defense is the best closeout defense. They help from the corners because it's the closest distance to getting back out to the 3-point line. Like, it is very intentional what they do. Shout out Lou Dort for turning into like a can't miss 3-point shooter. He shot fine this year, but like considering the shot attempts he takes and gets, it's usually pretty wide open. They're contesting him now. It still doesn't matter. So shout out to him. Him and Obi Toppin have been the swing guys, in my opinion. The not really great 3-point shooters who have been nailing their threes. And on one end, in Game 5, you have 3 of 6 from Lou Dort, and on the other end, you have 1 of 5 from Obi Toppin. And obviously, it's not the reason the Pacers lost the game, but like that's a pretty good indicator of, in my opinion, which team is going to win. It's who's making the threes, Lou Dort or Obi Toppin. Like that's kind of how it's gone for stretches. And then obviously Game 4, Pacers were up biggest lead of the series in the third quarter, up 10. Really looked like they had a chance to send this, 3-1 back to OKC, and the defense of the Thunder did exactly what the defense of the Thunder did. They clamped them. Pacers couldn't make anything. And now the Thunder up 3-2, heading back Indiana. Credit to them, man. It's what they do. Like I said, it's the defense, and the fact that they're also now making their 3-point shots. It's tough to beat that.
Yeah, it's really hard when like you're giving them the ball for free, and then Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, and Case and Wallace just rain down threes on you like a meteor shower. Pretty tough to recover from that. At the same time, they were in this game. Like this game, looking at it, looking at the final score, thinking about everything that happened in this game. Like this morning, we're sitting here recording the pod, and you tell me Tyrese Halliburton's a no-show. Lou Dort, Wiggins, and Wallace combined to hit 10 threes on 17 attempts, and the Thunder turned them over 22 times. I would tell you this game was a laugher, and yet it was right there for the taking in the fourth quarter. And then the Pacers I won't call it like Celtic land, but it was just like you could feel they were hanging on by a thread because they were only scoring when they would miss a shot, get an offensive rebound, and then get fouled. And every shot they got was difficult. They weren't generating clean looks. And then they would get like bailed out and they wouldn't be able to capitalize on it. They couldn't get any stops. It was just painful to watch from a perspective of rooting for Indiana.
Yeah, the Thunder beat you down. They beat the shit out of the Pacers until the game was over, and then the game was over, and they got the win. But I don't think I have anything else from this. I don't know if you do, but
Just still feels a lot like 2022. A lot like 2022.
Game's a game, man. Cool. We'll throw it over to the rest of the show. And now we can talk about the Desmond Bane trade, the first blockbuster trade of the summer. Out of nowhere, really. It wasn't the Durant deal. It wasn't a Giannis deal. It wasn't anything we were expecting. It wasn't even the trade targets we expected the Magic to go after. It was Desmond Bane to the Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, the 16th pick in this year's draft, the Suns' 2026 first-round pick, Magic picks unprotected firsts in 2028 and 2030, and a 2029 protected pick swap, all going to Memphis. Memphis actually takes on slightly more money in the trade. However, they get an absolute haul of draft picks for Desmond Bane, and the Magic get a go-to perimeter creator.
What a trade. What a surprise. A lot of picks. Everybody who's asked me about this trade, and I'm sure you too, just that, what do you think, Sam? A lot of picks. With that being said, the Magic picks involved in this trade might not be all that valuable if things go according to plan. Paolo's 21, Franz is young, Desmond Bane is a relatively young guy. Like, they're on the up and up. They project to be good in those years that they have those picks, but it is far enough in the future where you can talk yourself into maybe something has gone wrong by then and the team that doesn't look the same or somebody gets hurt, whatever. The Suns pick, however, I would like to have that Suns pick personally.
Yeah.
That would be sick. Desmond Bane fills an immediate need for the Magic. We talked ad nauseum of how poorly they shot all season, especially like previewing the playoff series. We were like, who's Paolo gonna kick the ball to if he gets to the paint? Who's he kicking it out to?
So the Suns pick is a little weird. I don't exactly know what it is. So it's still gonna be good. I think it is the less favorable of the Suns and the Wizards. Two good teams to have the less favorable of. So it's so if the Wizards get the first pick, the Suns get the second pick, the Magic would get the second pick. I think that's how it would work. Or the Grizzlies now would get that.
Quite frankly, the only pick that is off limits is number 1 at this point. I mean, come on.
Sure. Yes. So good. I will also say about this trade, a lot of picks. Also, don't have to pay KCP anymore. That was you just rip the Band-Aid off, gone. See ya. They didn't. It's like there was no good players going back to Memphis in the trade, so it was just the picks, and you get off that money. So I'm not saying take away from the fact that there was 4 first-round picks and a swap. It was still a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff, and a pick just outside the lottery in this year's draft, which is supposed to be a good class. But it is a lot of stuff for a guy who is just a really, really high-level role player. I mean, Desmond Bane is an elite scorer. He is a better scorer than I realized. He averaged 25 a couple years ago on ridiculous efficiency. He's an amazing three-point shooter. He's a solid defender. He's jacked. He's exactly what the Magic need, right? You can now roll out a lineup of Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter, or Mo Wagner, or whatever center you want to put out there. And that's going to be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference competing to go to the finals. Genuinely, it will. The biggest problem with the Magic has always been, do they have offense? Now they have offense. They do, objectively so. And if they can add more offensive players this summer who can also play defense, that's the key. Desmond Bane's not a negative defensively, we talk about. Oh, could they have added Anthony Simons? That would immediately give them a negative defensively. Trae Young immediately. Desmond Bane can defend. They didn't lose much defensively. If anything, they gained it because Cole Anthony couldn't defend, and now they have Desmond Bane. So I really like the move for the Magic. Obviously, it's going to largely depend on where the Suns pick ends up. How much can they achieve? But I respect them seeing, oh shit, the Pacers just got to the finals. Let's try it. Let's fucking go. Let's try it. Let's run it. Let's bring in a guy who can help us get there.
My favorite thing about this trade, and it happens every time there's a trade, it's part of the game. They have to do it. But it was NBA Central tweeting the roster and was sleeper team in the East. Sleeper team. Can you be a sleeper team in the East? I don't think so. Like, I actually think if, like, you have a pulse, you can't possibly be a sleeper team in the Eastern Conference next year. There's no clear cut, like, holy shit, this team is a hoss. Like, watch out. Watch out. I mean, even the Knicks, like, the Knicks are going to be probably the favorites going into next year to win the conference. Maybe Cleveland, if you feel good about them. I don't really know what the playoffs did for me in terms of swaying me from thinking that they are frauds. But I mean, Orlando being a sleeper, you said it, top 4 team. Look at them. They should have been a top 5 team this year. They just had injuries all season long. They probably would have finished higher.
Yeah, Magic are a good team, and I mean, I don't know. I hope you've seen this image, but if not, then I hope it can make your day. It was always Orlando for Desmond Bane.
I did not. I have not seen this image. I do like this.
For any audio listeners, it is Desmond Bane hunched over, playing the Magic in Orlando, and there's just a guy in a Mickey Mouse costume directly behind them. The Magic knew they were getting new jerseys this year, and they wanted to feed families with a fun new player to put in them. So
they wanted to sell jerseys.
Yeah,
they did. What they wanted to do.
I respect the hell out of the Magic though for like pushing their cards on the table for this, and realistically, like, they only really gave up 2 years of future draft flexibility because one of the picks wasn't theirs, and one of the picks was this current draft. So they did give up the swap in 2029. So this does actually take a chunk out of their future trading.
28 through 2030. They are not having a lot of fun looking at previews.
I still like the decision to go all in with this core because Paolo and Franz are very clearly awesome, and you needed something around that. So shout out the Magic. I respect it.
If you're an NBA team, can you only rebrand if you think you're going to make a push? I feel like that has to be part of the equation.
Utah.
Okay.
Sacramento.
When did Sacramento do it?
The cursive jerseys.
They kind of thought they'd be at least competitive.
I think they did that when they were shit. No. I'm trying to think of who else. Pacers. When they rebranded from the circle jerseys pre-Halliburton. Or in the middle of Halliburton. Like, I mean, obviously they're good now, but are they still circle jerseys? No.
Yeah, I think they still got them. They just don't wear them in the playoffs.
What the hell do they have now? What do they wear?
They have the circle.
Oh, really? Those are terrible.
They should just take the yellow jerseys they wear and like change the colors to fit the white and navy. Like have the same design.
I feel like there have been more rebrands. I mean,
I think the Hawks did it and then they made the conference finals.
The Hawks, the Clippers kind of hope they compete always.
The Clippers, man, I love the Clippers rebrand. Actually, I'll say this. I think the Clippers aligned their rebrand with the new arena this year.
Sure, they aligned it with something, yes.
They did rebrand at a terrible time where we were all like, they're going to suck. And they definitely overachieved this year.
You know who needs a rebrand desperately? Charlotte. Their jerseys stink. They're so fucking boring.
Do they still have No, they don't. They rebranded like not that long ago.
My problem is they have such a free rebrand. Just do what the Magic did. Just go to the old pinstripes with the cool colors, and you're chilling. Like
I think they kind of have the pinstripes. They just have shitty
like
font.
City edition. Yeah, exactly. It's just, but it's like one city edition. They got the stupid like Buzz City gold and teal. Like, come on, dude. Like, let's be fucking serious. The Nets need one too. The Nets jerseys are awful.
Yeah, the Nets. They could keep black and white. They have when KD and Kyrie were there was, or maybe it was when it was D'Angelo Russell. They had the ones with like the star, it was black and white still, and it had like the star pattern underneath the arm. That was
just
cool.
Don't do Times New Roman fonts, like or Arial fonts. Just pick something cooler. But anyways,
Milwaukee,
shout out the Magic.
Get new jerseys.
I don't hate.
They're bad.
Yeah, they're not great.
Also, the Lakers need a little bit of a tweak where they have good purple jerseys because their purple jerseys that they have suck and they just don't wear them. But they should have good purple jerseys.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else is rebranded. Anyways, shout out to Magic. Shout out Desmond Bane. Ratless Sam, what do you got?
Ratless is Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith was seen during NBA Finals Game 4. Mind you, this is like a borderline deciding game of the NBA Finals that was close the entire time. Playing solitaire on his phone. As somebody who had a habit of playing solitaire at my job, I can tell you, and this was towards the beginning of my tenure, it was not towards the end, so don't get it twisted. that is a bizarre move to have in such a high leverage space where everybody could see what you're doing. It's not like, to my credit, my desk was in the back corner when I was doing solitaire. There was nobody walking behind me taking pictures of me playing solitaire. He goes viral, and then he like kind of tries to like lean into it and be like, "Ha ha, yeah, I was playing solitaire."
Well, first he said like, I was playing during a timeout, and then someone posted a video of him just not playing.
They're going up and down the court, and it just pans to him.
Someone goes, dude, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was literally laying the ball in the basket when you were playing solitaire. Like, it was not during a timeout. Terrible. Ratless the fucking Red Sox. Fuck you, Craig Breslow. Fuck you, front office. Fuck you, John Henry. You, Sam LaFrance, your fault, because Liverpool just signed a new fucking player, and so they're shipping out Rafael Devers' contract. Fuck you, too, personally. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck John Henry. Fuck Craig Breslow. Trading Rafael Devers for two pitchers with a 4.6 ERA and a 6.4 ERA and two guys who haven't touched double-A ball yet. And we're just trading the best fucking hitter the Red Sox have. They traded Mookie Betts 4 years ago. They traded Devers now, or 3 years ago. They're going to trade Roman Anthony in 5 years. Unserious organization, dog shit franchise. It's like if the Celtics traded Jason Tatum tomorrow for a bag of fucking potato chips. Dude hit a home run yesterday, and then they traded him 4 hours later and dragged him off the charter flight like the fucking scared straight meme. Fuck you. Oh, it got me so mad. I was so pissed off.
All right, so, well, first and foremost, I'll chime in on your side because the Red Sox have won 5 games in a row, and they said that's enough of that. They just swept the Yankees. They said that's enough of that.
Quite literally just got above 500 again.
We got to see the yes dear meme. I was in the stream last night for the fellas on Pod on Lansdowne. They do a good job. I don't know how they don't have more subscribers. These guys are some of the funniest guys.
There's an anti-Craig Breslow protest at Fenway today.
So this trade has been likened to the Luka trade for baseball. Like, I'm seeing people saying it. I don't think it's quite that. It's
for me, yes, but no.
So I'm seeing stuff come out that Devers is a prick, or was a prick, like, and he was hard to deal with. Like, not even to do so much with the, will you please play first base, Rafi? And then him being like, no, I'd prefer not to play first base. But, like, I don't know. I feel like there was stuff coming out that was like, he's not good in the locker room. They don't really care for him. The front office doesn't care for him.
Sure. But just like Luka gets to be a little fat, Rafi gets to be a little bit of a
so
dick.
Does he. Well, he gets to be a little fat, too.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the same thing. Fat guy doesn't play defense.
But I don't care. But just like Luka, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You don't trade him. You don't trade him without shopping him. They like reports coming from the GMs. They didn't like shop him around. They just fucking dealt him for shit. Like, they didn't get anything back. One of the pitchers they got back, the 23-year-old who's like has the better ERA, they're sending to the minors. What the fuck?
So, this is from CBS Sports national baseball reporter Julian McWilliams. I apologize. According to a source familiar with the situation, Devers was asked to take grounders at both third and first base in spring training. He declined and instead asked for a trade. So this wasn't like unprompted. The request was set in motion and became a growing divide between the Red Sox best player and the front office over the last few months. So they may have been gauging value and so on, but it sounds like the thing with the Giants happened very quickly over the weekend where talks had, I don't know, I heard on the radio today talks have been going on for a couple weeks. There's a lot of different information coming out from different sources, but it doesn't feel exactly like the Luka trade where like Luka was like, I love it here and I'm so happy and I just bought a house. Like, Devers seemed displeased. And I guess he was really offended when they were like, well, you just DH. Devers is the only person in America where their job would be like, hey man, do you want to work less? And he's like, the fuck? No, I don't. If you ask like any person at a 9 to 5, like, do you want to do half your job? They'd be like, do I?
Don't trade Devers. There's no excuses for it. Fuck you. The Red Sox are unserious. If this was like the first time this has happened, and like they were just trading a guy because
This is true.
attitude problems. They have a history. This is a history. It's now a consistent thing that John Henry is a piece of shit and just ruins the fucking ridiculous, unacceptable. There's no excuse.
Sorry, Red Sox. That sucks. I mean, they could still be competitive. Like, this isn't it's not the thing about baseball that's great is it isn't basketball where you can take one guy off the team and all of a sudden you completely
The Celtics
suck.
could still be competitive if they traded Jaylen Brown for nothing too. It just sucks and it would not be fun. The Celtics have a really good roster and enough players to still be competitive. That doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, but it's apples to oranges because they have a good roster.
Care.
The Red Sox are kind of like trying to build something.
Yeah, so
like
it's
worse. They're in a
So
transition.
it's worse. So they gave up the only good fucking player they had just as they were starting to be good. Not the only good player. They have.
I'm not a baseball expert.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
There should be hope that they can stay afloat and continue to win games.
But the hope was there. You were already starting. You were barely doing that before.
This is an odd time to trade him because things were starting to go well. You gotten hot. That's what I said. They swept the Yankees. He said that's enough winning. The positive, if you care about it, I really don't care about it in baseball. I've always been a big not my money guy, but San Francisco paying the entire contract. A lot of times trades will happen and the Red Sox would still have to pay some of the Devers money. If they felt it was a terrible contract, they are taking all of the money with them.
Fuck the Red Sox.
What would they have to do for the rest of the season for you to be like, I'm not mad anymore?
Win
the title?
Better. No, just make the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Run, be better. The players they got back for Devers would have to be good. And if they're bad, fuck them. I don't care if they win a World Series. Fuck you. Like, yeah, they won in spite of you, Craig Breslow. I just need to make that clear. Unless Jordan Hicks and Kyle Harrison turn out to be really good, or this guy Tibbs turns out to be really good in X amount of years when he gets to the league. I know.
So
Unless they turn out to be like important pieces of a deep playoff run, fuck you. Because
it's my understanding he's Tibbs the third, by the way.
Yeah, because like what's his name? Why am I blanking? Verdugo, he was fine, he was cool, but then he just fucking left 2 years later after the Mookie trade. It didn't fucking matter. Like it doesn't matter. Ridiculous. No excuses.
The repeater. There's like a repeater tax with these moves where it's just like I'm not really gonna be fooled the third. Where it's like, oh, Mookie Betts gone, Bogart's gone, Devers gone. The Betts one is inexcusable. You could justify Bogart's a little bit where
awful.
The Betts one was always crazy. I will rat list. My back has been killing me. Not killing me. It's just there. It won't leave me alone. It's just consistently reminding me. It's like, hey man, like you could hurt yourself today. If you go play basketball, you could injure yourself today. And I'm stretching before bed, stretching when I wake up, stretching before I start at the gym. Haven't had any like flare-ups or real issues. It's just like it's consistently tight, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm looking up all these things, stretching all kinds of different ways. I'm consistent with it. I did the stretch that Joey Spatula told me to do last time, which did help it because it was bad for a little while. And I'm back doing it, but I'm just sick. Every time I start to feel better, there's something else.
Yeah, that sucks. That's not fun at all. I don't know what else I got. I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm chilling. I have no other rat lists. It's just the Red Sox got me mad. I'm displeased.
A tweet about the Devers trade. Imagine waking up and you don't have a lung. That's what they did to this team.
Yeah. They just traded a vital organ. They just said, fuck this guy. Just unacceptable, man.
Red Sox start a series in Seattle. They start a 9-game road trip,
includes
including 3 games against the Giants.
Yep. Stupid, unserious fucking franchise. Just unbelievable. I have nothing else.
I like that you're upset about this.
It's
like
bullshit.
from like a fan perspective. Like, isn't it nice to be able to be a fan like of something and not like have to really know what's going on exactly?
It's nice. I can just be, invested. And they just traded the best fucking player on the team. So, fuck them.
I feel like I should have more rat list stuff. I really don't. I think I had a good... I'm blanking. I went to a friend's birthday on Saturday, and it was raining out, and we spent a lot of time not in the house. My friend has like a pool, so the initial plan was a pool party, and then it rained. But they have outdoor furniture that is like in like a cabana type thing, so we just stayed out there. I would have liked to just stay in the house. That would have been sick. Like, to just not be cold.
Sure.
And it's always fun, like, you don't drink and your friends drink and they get progressively less coherent. And one of my friends is like, okay, like, we're going to go get the Cards Against Humanity game, and goes in the house with like two of the other people and then just never comes out. It just, me and this other guy left because we were like thinking about leaving, and it was just like 15 minutes had gone by, and we're like, all right, like, we are not going to stay anymore.
Where'd you go? Just home?
Home. Yeah, I went home. And we were like, hey, man, like, what happened? He's like, we just started playing in the house.
Bro, what the fuck?
I was like, so you went in the house to get the game and then just said, fuck it, we're just going to start playing in here and not tell anybody?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. How many of them went in the house and started playing?
3 of them went in there.
3?
Yeah.
So they played. So there's one judge with 2 other people dealing cards.
It's ridiculous. I know.
That's insane.
It's always good to get to like hang out with your friends, though, which is a weird thing to say, but like when it's like your friends from like school and stuff, and you don't get to see them as much, being a grown up is terrible. I was always sharp to it. Never wanted to turn 18. Knew what was coming for me. Pretty lame how rare it is to just be like, oh, we can all be together. Like, this is fun. I have one friend that loves to like stalk and like not stalk, keep tabs, and always has updates on like people we went to school with or something. Like, so and so as a kid now, so and so got fat, like whatever. Always fun to just get all like the lowdown on everything.
I see. Yes, I see. That's all I have. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I don't have anything else interesting to say. That's it for me.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to Bout Them Celtics, and all that. Sam, take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. We are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Game recaps during the season are up the morning after every game, and other videos are up in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. We will be doing more draft prospect previews over the coming 8 days, whatever it is as you hear this. Draft is soon. Exciting. We're going to figure out who the hell is going to be on the Celtics next year. The first new face, maybe, I guess technically trades could happen leading up to it, but stick around through all of it. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good info coming your way. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are up there, so if you just want those, go ahead and follow. They will go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Big shout out to you if you did it today. We have been getting a ton of emails since the season came to an end, and we got to tell you, it's been really awesome because this isn't always the easiest time of year to find things to talk about. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JackSmonNBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.